I am really cranking out some content today. I'm just gonna write this title down anyway in my notebook, even though it's the title for the video, because I feel like I'm gonna make something with it. Alright, so this is a reading for X. I have been feeling a call to do a reading for him for a while. I'm not really sure why I didn't follow that call, but I also don't know why today of all days I felt as though I needed to do it today. I don't understand that either. So I'm just here doing what I gotta do. I ain't asking no questions, alright? So share this live if you know an XXXTENTACION fan. Share this live in general, you guys. The more is the better. The more the merrier here. But make sure it's real motherfuckers. So I'm getting like this live is gonna be, it's gonna be some shit being talked, but you know, casually speaking, okay? I feel a couple different people is finna get called on this reading. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Listen, no pun intended. Okay, that's what I feel like he's saying is like you shot the messenger, but the message, you can't stop the message. You didn't stop the message. You killed my physical vessel, but my spirit is still alive. Like y'all motherfuckers thought y'all took me out the game just to be a lame? Nigga, you didn't even level up off my fucking energy. If I was supposed to be a sacrifice, nigga, you should have went up, nigga. You got embarrassed by Kendrick. Okay, so that's what I feel like. I think there's some things that need to be set straight, but we're gonna see what the energy for XXX is currently. Yeah, I feel like XXX is very wise and a warrior spirit, and very patient, like maybe lived a lot of lifetimes. But XXX had the solution to some sort of issue or problem that we may now be facing. Okay, let's see what's going on. What's the energy here around XXXTentacion? Release attachment. So that's the energy I feel that he's in, is releasing attachments to shame, or that is something that he's had to work through. Okay, there's something about feeling like almost not regret for the life that he didn't get to live, but I see his energy is like he's standing 10 toes down, like even from beyond the grave. You motherfuckers ain't finna play with me. You ain't finna play with me, motherfucker. I see, yeah, stand your ground with solitude. So I feel like in his final hours, he was standing his ground. He said what the fuck he said, and that was it. Even if it was just him by himself. You know what I'm saying? That's that warrior spirit. Like, I'll stand 10 toes down even if nobody fuck with me. I'm still, even if nobody like what I like, I'ma still like what the fuck I like. Period, on God and gang. How you gonna kill me and then take my flow and didn't elevate with it? Nigga, you got embarrassed by, like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. You just basically wasted a sacrifice. Pretty much. I feel like in his final hours, he definitely considered what he was about to do or what he was doing, because I feel like he knew he was going to die. There could have been something around dreams, visions, prophecies. I do feel like he had somebody around him, whether it was an official person that did like tarot readings or spiritual consulting, or if it was more so just somebody that supported him as a friend. But I feel like there was a feminine energy around him that was very intuitive, that was telling him to detach from something. I'm hearing to run away. I'm hearing, run away from me, baby. Run away from me, baby. Somebody here that he felt needed to run away from him. Maybe he felt like he was the problem in the situation. Yeah, he's asking forgiveness to that feminine. It was a feminine that was very intuitive. Like, whatever they had going on was what they had going on. They could have had a past life together or whatever. But this feminine was very intuitive. It doesn't really necessarily feel like a family member. It feels like it could either be a friend or a lover, or someone who is a professional. Like, you have to pay them to get a reading or whatever. But this person told him, like, just like, let's make another plan. Let's leave. Let's get away from this. Because this is somebody that he confided in. They knew what he was going through. And he wants forgiveness from that person for the things he's reflecting, or he has reflected on his actions. The things that he did, like having reward and success and having faith. Maybe this feminine energy supported him on his journey to, you know, becoming, I feel, okay, that's kind of crazy as fuck. I just felt a little warm breeze by my arm. All right, but that's cool. I mean, if it's really X, then we cool. Yeah. I'm hearing, I'm lost in the world. I'm down on my feet. I'm building a still. I'm lost in the world. I'm down on my. I'm building a still. I feel like he still has a message, okay? So I feel like with listen and speak your truth, see it through, I feel like his music, when you listen to it, is meant to activate you to speak your truth and see a situation through. It's like alchemy. His music was alchemy, okay? I feel like he is reaching out to certain people. It says pay attention with reach out. I feel like he's reaching out to certain people. Shout outs to Ski Master Slump God because he's releasing some tracks from SoundCloud that him and X also were a part of. I'm sure there's other tracks as well with other artists, but he got tracks with X on it. And I feel like that is a very specific thing, not coincidence, not accident, but more so that X is speaking through his music yet again, even unreleased music that we haven't heard of yet. You see what I'm saying? My favorite color is pink. Thank you, Jada. Thank you, Lovey. What's up? What's up? Sister, the end is near. God says perhaps those who disbelieve will wish they had been Muslim. Oh, baby. We're good off that. But I respect Muslims. Alright, so if you guys want to request a reading, you got to email me, DM me, or reach out. All my information is below in my tap link. Also, okay, wow. Not X being like... He's really sweet. You guys had a totally different perception of him because of his dualistic nature. Y'all focused more on his dark than his light, is what he said. Like, y'all saw him for the darkness more than you saw him for the light. Some people who have a balanced light and dark saw him for both and respected both equally, but a lot of people didn't have enough light to see and appreciate his dark, or vice versa. Or they didn't have enough darkness to appreciate his light. They didn't have enough light to appreciate his dark. That creates a space where you can be very misunderstood, because I feel like he was very intelligent, almost like on a genius level. It's giving very much like Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, very much like from the future, very much like ahead of his time, right? But it was almost like he felt like he was punished for that, like punished for the things that he would ask questions about as a child, punished for the things that he had ideas about, like, hey, what if we did this instead of this? It's like, I'm trying to help y'all save the fucking earth and y'all coming at me like I'm the villain, like, you know, or save yourselves at least. But he just told me to promote myself because, and this is going to seem kind of like, but that's what I feel like he's saying. He's saying like, pop your shit or put yourself on. Like, so in honor of X and his creativity and his message, I want to also shout out the fact that I'm doing a show here in Bangkok. It's at Speakerbox on August 3rd. It will be live streamed on YouTube, so you can purchase a ticket still and show up to the YouTube stream. If you can't make the stream, the replay will be available for those who purchase tickets. So if you're interested, check the link below. It's the second block in my top link. And it has the information for how to purchase a ticket and everything like that. Obviously, if you're not here and you can't get the food because it comes with a soul food plate, they got vegan options too. But if you can't, you're not here, you know, to physically eat the food, you can still purchase one of those combo tickets for just attending and a plate, and it will sponsor someone at the show to have a meal. Not only that, there is an incentive. There is an IDC program that helps urban refugees and displaced people here in Thailand. So our brothers and sisters out here that have come from America or other places, other countries, and they're displaced here, this incentive, the proceeds go to this donation. So go to this incentive here. Appreciate you, Jada. Appreciate you, Lovey. So thank you guys for that. I feel like I feel peaceful. I feel like there was space made for me to say that. So I get the vibe that it wasn't never about him receiving a bunch of accolades, because he said that shit was fake anyways. And he could have went his whole life without the fake ass bullshit. But the genuinity of community, artists, struggling artists. He's talking about, I don't know, he brought up NLE Choppa. And he's talking about when NLE Choppa was going hard on like the whole like, you know, vegan stuff and health stuff and all these different things. You know, he's talking about that kind of community, like the real raw artists. He's talking about artists like Rico Nasty. He's like, I'm personally a fan of you. No, like I don't know if him and Rico Nasty had any interactions or anything, if they were anything that could have been potentially negative. I don't think that he's even thinking that way. So he fucks with Rico Nasty. He's like, I'm a personal fan of you, even from the afterlife, because of like a lot of the real raw artists get a lot of hate, a lot of people coming at them. They don't get their credits or their flowers, and other artists take over and like I'm hearing like transfer the energy or suck the energy out of them and glamour themselves to pretend that they're these raw, talented, boots on the ground, grassroots artists, and they're fucking not. And there's very few of them that are actually in the industry that started. He's talking about Jaguar Wright. He said, I'm a fan of you even from the afterlife. It's almost like a pledge here about him feeling and being in connection with the purpose and the mission. You know, so he's like, you know, I'm gonna be honest, he's upset with just the fact that the real artists are being buried under the bullshit and the pop culture and the fluff and shit. I see abundance with honor yourself. I feel like his message is just for you to know that you're abundant and like this shit don't stop. We keep going, you know? So miracles happen every day, especially when you put yourself in position to either be a miracle to someone else or to receive it when you believe it. I'm hearing him say believe, believe, believe. Dreams do come true, wishes do come true, but be careful what you wish for. But never be afraid to stand for what you believe in, because then if you don't, you'll fall for anything. All right, there's so many messages I'm picking up that he's saying. It's like, but I feel he's like energized to say it. Like he's energized to have a platform or have other readers, channelers, artists, whoever, to speak on his behalf and not just say what he would want them to say or speak on his behalf as like saying, speaking for him, but like the actions, the art, the creativity, the message. That's how he is speaking still. So he's like, I'm still fucking here, bozos. I'm still fucking here, bitches. He's still bringing balance here. He's still bringing balance, but it's through the living. And that's why he's saying like, man, this trying to take me out the game, but yeah. I feel like he wants to come back, even though it's been very tough for him transitioning. And you would think, no, I don't want to come back. He's like, yeah, a lot of you guys think in the spiritual community, the ones who are spiritual, you guys think, oh, I wouldn't want to come back. But he's like, if you're a real fucking Neo, you go together with the Matrix like two peas in a pod. You and the Matrix go together. Because you know how to crack that shit. He's saying it's a loop. It's a soul trap. I think he talked about this. He's like, y'all don't go to the light. That's outdated. He's like, the light, going to the light is outdated, which makes it a soul trap. It's a karmic loop. We've been told, go to the light, go to the light, go to the light. But what's in the light? He's saying, like, what is there in the light? What is the light? And he's saying the real light is in the darkness. That's what you guys aren't understanding. That even if you're going through shit in your own life, the real light is the darkness that you're able to transmute and hold yourself through and ground yourself through. That's really the light. You are the light. So you don't have to go to the light. Right? What's up, Lovey? Yeah, I'm in Bangkok. BKK. Yeah, there's a lot of love. I feel like he wants to bring some people together. There could be some sort of artist concert in memory of him or just a benefit or something. He wants artists to do something. Stop fucking sitting around here toiling your thumbs and just thinking it's cool to be like flexing your fucking clout. When you're miserable as fuck, you don't have any real friends. You can't trust any of the people around you. You're all on fucking drugs. He literally said you guys are fucking yourselves to death. So I don't know what that specifically means, but I guess the people in the industry would know. He's like, man, do something with that shit. Because by the time you get ready to leave this motherfucker, all that shit, all that material shit, all the clothes and the cars and shit, it won't mean anything. What's going to mean something is the people who have things to say about you when you leave here, what they have to say about you, how you impacted them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, so what's this stand your ground with solitude? So I feel like this was his final hours. Yeah, he's saying like before he passed away, he knew he was gonna die, and he was seeing angels. He was seeing things. He wasn't on drugs. He wasn't taking anything, but he was seeing angels. He was getting messages, confirmation, spirit messages, dreams, visions. Yeah, he was being blackballed. He was being blackballed because he was speaking the truth, and the industry was not fucking with it. And there was somebody here, this could be a lover, okay, because I'm not gonna lie, and I think he would appreciate me assisting him with revealing this about himself. I think he may have also possibly slightly, okay, he low-key said, fuck you, Lil Uzi Vert, you fake ass motherfucker. He was like, man, I fucked with you for real, you stupid ass bitch, I fucked with you, and you fucking like low-key like backstab me. Okay, but okay, so there's a reason why I brought that up. Aside from that, he's trying to figure out a way to kind of come out the closet. I think that he could have had some sort of curiosity. Maybe this was not known to the public. There could have been private relationships, but I see something about a lover or somebody that took a leap of faith or did something for money and he would not do it. So I don't know if there was like a pact, like somebody was trying to make a pact with him, like, yeah, let's do this shit, like let's really get in this shit, and he was like, nah, I can't, like I can't sell myself. A lot of people thought that he sold his soul, and he actually didn't. His growth was very organic, which is why the industry had a problem with him, because he was very influential, more than the people that they were pushing. The industry plants, the project rats is what he's saying. I don't know what project rats. I'm hearing test tube babies. Okay. He's saying that a lot of the industry plants are test tube babies or project rats. So they are grown in a lab, or he's talking about the clones. He's talking about the clones. He's saying that they tried to clone him before. He is aware of that. They tried to clone him before, but they couldn't. His energy was too powerful. Okay, his tattoos. Oh, shit. Yo, he's really here. His tattoos. His tattoos, he's saying the reason why he got specific tattoos on his face is because he had visions of himself being, I don't know if he had Pisces in his chart or something where some sort of, I don't know, maybe he had Pisces in his chart. But I'm getting the energy where he could see his future before. Like, I'm hearing something about when he was 16 or 17. He planned all the tattoos he was going to get. Appreciate you, Lena. He planned all his tattoos. They were all spiritual. He was spiritual since a young age. I want to say, like, around the age of 15, maybe even 14, he went through a spiritual ascension or activation. But 15 through 17 was very powerful or significant for him. He was learning about magic, occult magic. He was doing occult magic. Even when he was painting his nails black, that was for protection. So a lot of people wanted to portray him as this like punk rapper, punk rocker rapper, rap rocker, rock rapper, whatever. They were trying to like say all these tongue-tied ass fucking spells on him, and not even realizing that everything that he was doing had a spiritual purpose. Everything. He studied the occult for so long. And like, yeah, he's saying I did use it for bad too. Like, definitely. He was he said he used it to get pussy. He did some love spells on some girls. He's like, sorry, I apologize for that, forgive me. Somebody with this name that starts with J, Jenna, Jane, Gemma, or some shit, someone with a J. He's like, sorry, I did put a love spell on you. That's why you could never leave me alone. You were crazy over me. He did have an era of being in his ego, because as he's saying, I'm an Aquarius, of course. But he did have an era of, like, you know, when you're first stepping into your spiritual craft and you feel magical. He's talking about the movie The Craft. But he's saying that how dualistic he is currently, who he was, how dualistic his energy is that he was Nancy and he was Sarah. And he's saying that's what he's trying to get people to understand about all of this, is that there is really no polarity with everything. It's a polarity in the sense of what we can understand as polarity, because that's how we can break it down. If we could not break it down that way, we would not be able to understand how light and dark can coexist if we didn't have the concept of duality. But once you start to understand past duality, you realize in the fifth and sixth dimension, it all is one. Okay, so a lot of, he's saying, yeah, I'm half demon, half angel. That's why I was a chosen one. But he's saying, like, motherfuckers, like, you know who? Pussy trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor. Him, that motherfucker, he's pure demon. But he's not, and he's not. He's a higher ranking demon. He's a demon though. He's definitely demonic. He's a demon. He's a portal. Maybe he's not a demon himself. Like he's like, yeah, no. He's not powerful enough to be a high ranking demon. That's what he wants to be. But he is like a sacrificial altar. He's a sacrificial altar for demons. He was trying to be the new Diddy, low key. He was trying to be the new Diddy, is what he's saying. That's what the industry had planned for him. That's why, Sally Mae and them is always protecting his ass, because they were trying to make him the new Diddy. They knew what was going to happen, how this was going to, and obviously, he's a Scorpio, so it's generational. So that's what family he's tied into. He's tied into the family of, like, the Diddies and stuff. Yeah, he's like, I'm talking today. But yeah, I'm getting this energy where he's saying, like, that person was supposed to take over that, and that was part of what the sacrifice of X was. Sacrificing a star, an actual celestial being. That's why I named this reading celestial, not celebrity. X wasn't a celebrity, and that's very clear. They did not accept him as such. They never did. But he was a celestial, which basically the celebrities are they're mockeries of celestials. Okay, they're just a mockery of the chosen ones, essentially. Tell me about solitude. Ace of Pentacles here with the Six of Wands. I feel like, somebody ratted him out for success. It was a lover. It's giving earth energy. It could, oh shit, he's saying Playboy Cardi too. Multiple people stabbed him in the back. So he could have had a thing going on with Playboy Cardi, or Playboy Cardi was trying to have a thing going with him and maybe X wasn't feeling it. This could also be Lil Uzi, I'm seeing as well. Oh, but okay, he's like, yeah, but peep, I'm smelling Christmas trees. Something could have happened in December or around Christmas time, but I smelt pine trees or Christmas trees. But the energy I'm getting is like, yeah, you saw when they was on that woke up 10 niggas sounding like me. Okay, all of that. But imagine though, they linked up. So he's calling them out, like, y'all motherfuckers want the clout. Y'all don't want to help the community. Y'all want the clout. So he could have left the situation, or there was something where maybe those three were going to come up with a group, or they were trying to come together to manifest something collective. I don't know. Maybe they were trying to be in a coven, or he's not really vibing with Cardi. Playboy Cardi. He's not. He's saying that motherfucker was an instigator. He was messy. Yeah, he played both sides. Cardi did. And then he's saying maybe he convinced Lil Uzi to turn away from X, and, it was something underhanded going on. It's just that underhanded sly ass shit. So, a pack, yeah. Something in regards to, like, a group, or that they would collab together. They would support or promote each other. They would keep it, like, create their own coven. And for some reason, I'm feeling this. Okay, I'm hearing at some point somebody did some. I'm also hearing ASAP Rocky, so somebody did some spells together. But I feel something about Playboy Cardi being like the bad magician in this, and kind of trying to kick. Yeah. Playboy Cardi could have had something to do with this sacrifice of X. He doesn't want anybody to know that. Or he didn't know that girl got pregnant. Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. He could have orchestrated this shit. There was set up energy in this. Okay. Yeah. I'm seeing that. Yep. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of getting that Lil Uzi and X could have been, they could have had it all, is what I'm hearing, but somebody with the Five of Swords was jealous of their friendship or connection and got in the way of that. And it could have got to uh, the other vaginal option. That's what I'm saying. Like, he just gonna casually throw shade in the live. He ain't finna just be like, you motherfuckers. He just gonna casually throw shade in the live. Thank you for the reading. No problem, Livy. I'm also getting here, he's like, he fucks with Kendrick because he feels like Kendrick is putting himself on the line. The way, so he fuck with Kendrick. He fucks with Kendrick here. He's saying Kendrick is putting himself on the line the same way that X put himself on the line. And he knows that Kendrick feels, he knows that Kendrick feels his energy. That's why Kendrick is doing what he's doing. Like Tupac, X, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's a lot that's going to be revealed still about why X stopped fucking with certain people. There could have been something that was unknown at the time. There could have been some chick that had to go through there. Okay, there's something going on here. All right, and it is esoteric. So I'm trying to like not speak too much. I want to say what I got to say, but just not too much. What's up, Levy? Okay, I heard Jennifer's body. Okay. Okay. Jennifer's body. Okay. Basically, he's like, just say that shit, man. There was a female that was sacrificed as well. I don't know if this was someone close to X and this happened prior to his sacrifice, but there was a female that was sacrificed and I heard Jennifer's body. I'm guessing that maybe, and he's openly admitting this, that maybe him, Lil Uzi, Playboy Cardi was on that type time. I'm also hearing something about A$AP Rocky. I don't know if this female was a fan, okay? Something like this is going to be revealed. Somebody's going to start talking about this shit, or they're going to start speaking in code, you know? I'm hearing maybe dry snitching. All right, yeah, somebody gonna tell the truth about this shit, or it's gonna somehow come out about this feminine. Is somebody that was a fan or something? Somebody, they went missing after a concert, or this was a fan that they kept in touch with. Okay, but I feel like there was some sort of plan to sacrifice this female's energy, but there was also something about, I'm getting that like something was turned against him, because I feel like there was a sacrifice that was supposed to happen. And I feel like maybe X was down for that shit for the moment. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he's being 100% honest. Like, he was down for that shit. But then they switched the plan about who it was gonna be, and they end up, like, either low-key trying to do that shit to somebody that was close to him. That was his form of initiation. But I guess he would have had to agree with it, or they tried to like do it some sort of secret way or something. There was a woman that was pregnant that may not be alive anymore, or there's a woman that was a fan or somebody that X could have known. Originally, it was supposed to be like some random person, but they tried to do it with someone that he knew. Yeah, but that shit was blocked. That shit was blocked. So there was already one failed sacrifice. Whoever they were trying to get a female around him, they couldn't do it. This female, there could have been something about an overdose. Somebody could have put some shit in her drugs. There was a lot of like sorcery, but I'm hearing like low level sorcery, and I'm getting X was high levels like alchemy. Like, he didn't just study, he studied shit like I studied, like quantum entanglement, quantum shifting, quantum identity shifting. It wasn't just like the low vibrational, like, you know, he exceeded those levels of magicianry. So he's basically saying that all musicians are magicians. Suki said that. Suki slipped up and said that. It was a Freudian slip, but it was actually very true. what she was saying. And all musicians are magicians, and it's basically just one big mystery school. But a lot of it behind closed doors is like trafficking of humans, trafficking of energy, using physical people as batteries. He's saying, all my single ladies. He said that. Now put your hands up. I just want to feel all your energy. Give me all your energy. He's saying they're using people like batteries, essentially. They're using people like batteries, energetic fillers, energetic. They're feeding, and they were trying to feed on him as well. He's also bringing up capital Steez as well. He's like, me and capital Steez, like, we're brothers in this shit. Like, that's my bro. Like, he's saying something about the same kind of energy that him and capital Steez, they were on the same type time. I'm hearing 2047. He's saying, like, I fuck with all the Flatbush zombies. I fuck with y'all. He didn't really say, unfortunately, that he fucked with Joey. So I don't know what that's about. He did not put that out there specifically. He's also saying that whoever planned this sacrifice towards him or whoever he was close to, they were haunted by that shit. They're still haunted by that shit. All right, so he's spilling the tea. Tell me about consider the options with expand and intuition. Yeah, there was a female that either an ex of his or a feminine energy that kept telling him something or giving him a message here. It's somebody that he may have been like break up to make up with. They kept trying to tell him and warn him of something. This is somebody that really wanted to heal a conflict between him and themselves. They really wanted to help him is what he said. Like they did their best. They did so much to try to help, basically. But this female kept warning him and telling him to get away, to travel, to go solo, to separate himself, because she kept feeling that there was some sort of conflict here when it comes to, like, I don't think he was connected to a label, but she was telling him to go solo, not to be around these people or not to invest in this group, to invest in himself, to free himself from any binding contracts or any community. So yeah, this female kept telling him, I don't want to call her female. This feminine energy kept telling him. She was very smart, intelligent. Could have been another air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But she was telling him how to come out of a conflict and move forward. But I get the devil energy started. Yeah, this devil energy saw that this devil energy saw that this was a teacher, a spiritual teacher, and attempted to harm this feminine energy to teach her a lesson about taking action to heal, okay? Or trying to get him to heal. So it really be that deep. Like, y'all think this shit is a joke. It really be that deep. All right, let's see what he's talking about when it comes to listen. This has to do with his music. He's saying there's codes in his music that he left behind. If you really pay attention to a certain album project, I'm going to figure out which one. But if you pay attention to a certain album project, the clues will start to come together. You'll see that he knew what was going on ahead of time. Yeah, there's something about it'll make more sense now, or something's going to make sense now. Yeah, he's saying, like, listen to his music. If you're a fan of his, listen to his music. You'll discover the message. It's meant to activate you to also speak your truth, or you'll see that he was speaking his truth. Yeah, his music, like I said, is an activation spiritually, and it's alchemy. It's alchemy here, is what he's saying. He's saying, shatter your own illusions. It's time to shatter your own illusions. What you think is real and true, who you think is honorable, it's time to look at it for what it is. So he could have had some sort of obsession with death, or this is the album when he was, okay, he's saying, like, you'll know what album I'm talking about because it's the album where he either talked about wanting to unalive himself, or he had made an attempt, or it was like an album where he basically talked about unaliving himself. That's where the messages are in. The messages, the activations are in that album or that period of his time, the music that he made around that period of his time. He actually did attempt to either self-harm or, you know, whatever, because he had this energy of this coven working against him. Since then, he's saying they have done rituals to apologize. Like somebody's done something behind closed doors to apologize here. All right, but he's basically saying there's an album that will help shatter your reality and help you evolve from certain things. He's saying you can use, if you do magic, he's saying you can use my music to do magic. Like have it playing in the background. It's meant to help ascend quicker. Yeah, that's literally what he's saying. Other than that, you know, if you're just somebody that needs a little hope and inspiration, there's codes in the music. Yep. And if you understand how to crack the code, you know, I'm saying, he's also saying like there's codes in the music for ways that you can still contact him. Just certain codes that you would have to pick up on or understand. There's specific individuals that need to pay attention because I do feel like he's reaching out. This could be feminine energies or a Queen of Pentacles, feminine energy. Cancer, Taurus, Virgo, feminine. Okay, this could be Rico Nasty. I do see possibly even a feminine Virgo energy or the Virgo that, you know, was starting the mess. But I feel like he's reaching out to certain people here. He's selecting certain specific people. Some people don't know. I feel like he's reaching out to certain people, maybe people that he didn't have an opportunity to reach out to. But I feel his spirit is like moving through the people. This could be feminine energies here as well. Yeah, this is like the energy of taking some sort of action here. Inspired action. This is his desire. So there's a desire that he has to see certain artists rise. There's a desire that he has to speak out his message through other people's music. He's inspiring their music. He's in the background like orchestrating things with his music because like I said, all musicians are magicians. So for some of the artists, he's saying you may get an opportunity. There may be a missed opportunity that's going to come back around. It'll be better this time because he's influencing that. He's helping that. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. This is like the message I feel he has for his fans. This last message. To help. He's saying like you got to keep going past your difficulties. Because this is an illusion. All of this is an illusion, he's saying. There really is no difficulties. Okay? Tell me about abundance. 9 of Pentacles. I hear this energy of like independent artists or staying independent. Okay. I see the 9 of Pentacles with the Empress. Yeah, this is that Venus energy here. He's kind of saying how to attract blessings is not by going out and trying to attract it, rather than allowing people to take action and come towards you. Things happen sometimes mysteriously. And even if things are held back, it could be for your own protection. He's saying like sometimes when things aren't going the way you want, it's for your own protection. What's this, miracles? There's something about inspired action. I feel like there's a team, a group, or a specific collective of artists that I feel like he is going to help to be put in the spotlight. To help him continue to fulfill his mission. Because again, he had a purpose in this lifetime that was cut short. And it always is like that, he's saying. Like they're always doing that consistently. He keeps bringing up capital C's. And so there's just artists that he's going to work through, that he's connected to, that he's watching. Tell me about jump in, take charge with boundless possibilities. I feel like the advice is to physically jump in, be present. Like when you feel physically called to make art or do something, do it. Take a chance by putting it out there. Okay? Because I see with this, like this could, he's saying like you could end up in a very like purposeful but also luxurious life. Okay? Life of luxury, whatever. But he's saying that the desire has to be healing, not just what you get from healing, the rewards. Okay? I feel like he's helping some sort of artist here, not who could be in the industry or getting closer to the industry or, you know, like just beginning even their career. He's helping them. He can see them. They're dealing with some burdens here. They're really waiting. They're waiting for their contract or their opportunity to be in the spotlight, but maybe things keep changing or people in the top keep playing gatekeepers and shit. There's conflicts with moving forward. But I feel like there's a level of healing that's going to be coming with this. And I feel like it's his energy that's kind of like, you know, I feel his energy is almost like I said, if you really understand him, if you understand his music, if you can really tap into his energy, you can crack codes within your own alchemy, your own magic, your spell work, your music even. You'll find new sounds and frequencies if you tap in. It's not just about listening to his music. It's also about putting the formulas together with what you have going on already. So I feel like that's the message. Let's see what is coming forward with his energy when it comes to the people, the artists, the energies that are going to be channeling him in their music. Let's see what's coming forward with that. He's going to bring forth a new wave of artists, is what I'm getting here. He said that other motherfucker, the other vaginal option, was too outdated to be able to assimilate his energy in the sacrifice. That's why it backfired on him. Because X's energy was ahead of its time. And OVO, other vaginal options energy, was back in the past. Or like on some old school warlock shit. Like, you know, you're not with the new shit. So it's old school versus new school. So as a true Scorpio would do, yes, he offed him because he's a true Scorpio. But I'm getting there was a lot of little minions and other energies that took, you know, that shit. Like, you know, there was that whole coven they tried to come up with, him, Uzi Vert, and Playboy Cardi. And then they must have went to other vaginal option, and, you know, because that's what his energy is. He's a sacrificial altar. So if somebody needs a sacrifice, they go to him. But I feel like there was something about, you know, multiple people was trying to get X's energy. All right, let's see what's coming. Let's see what's coming towards the artists that will be channeling X's energy through their music. These are up and coming artists. I feel this is a whole generation or a whole wave that are going to be inspired by him, know him, or are listening to him, or have listened to him. Ski Mask is going to drop music that was deleted on SoundCloud. Music he made with X. Yep, I know. All right, we have Gift with Jupiter. So he's dropping some gems, some blessings. I'm hearing Hermes energy, Thoth. He could have been studying that kind of shit. I'm hearing necromancy. He was studying some deep shit. But like really deep shit, like occultic knowledge, like shit that you gotta be initiated to know. So it says, yes, take action, reach out with the moon. Okay, so I feel like if you say his name 3 times in the mirror, he will appear. You can summon him. That's what he's saying. Like, if you really on that type time, step in the Balenci's if you like that. Okay? That's what he's saying. But he's saying there's something about maybe looking through old videos or interviews or something will give you some sort of, like, the steps are there. He talks about it. Looking through old interviews or looking through a community of people. Okay, okay, so I'm low-key getting also, I don't know if there's a small group of people that have a cult towards X. Like, there's people that have a cult towards him. Or there's just people that know occultic knowledge that he shared with them. Because I do feel like he shared some occultic knowledge. But I feel like people are gatekeeping this shit with Cancer and Secrets. The Moon card. Somebody's gatekeeping this occult knowledge. But he's basically saying what's going to happen with the artist is going to be people that either reach out to him or he reached out to them. Yep. Either they're summoning him or he's reaching out to them. So it's either or. There's also a message of trusting yourself. That, you know, if you're not sure if it's him or what it is, this could be dreams or messages that he may be coming through and telling you. Maybe you got to wait a little bit. I'm hearing, I don't want to love myself, praying that they all love me, because you don't want to, I should have let you know that you're my only one. You know if you know, fucking till you come. See So they've got something, they've got some sort of alert system. I don't see X hasn't moved on yet. I'm not seeing that he's moved on. I'm seeing, like, I'm hearing enclosure. I'm hearing jail. Okay, I'm hearing jail. But I'm not feeling like he deserved to be in this jail. It's like he's in jail for breaking his contract spiritually, but he didn't break his contract. Somebody broke his contract. Because what I'm getting is that if you're trying to... He's saying you can summon him. Just straight off rip. He's saying you can summon him. Truly. And he will pop up. Like, you can summon him. But what he's saying is, like, it's going to alert the industry. Because they have some sort of spiritual trap. Or some sort of spiritual... Like, they did a binding spell on him. That, like, and I'm also hearing even after he passed, they tried to clone him. They still couldn't do it. They're experimenting on his energy, his spiritual energy, his spirit. They're experimenting on him. They still have his DNA. He's saying somebody has the shirt with his blood on it. Somebody has pieces of his hair. Maybe even, like, they took that shit. Okay? For the spell work. And none of their spells are working. He's saying, look at these motherfuckers since the sacrifice. None of them have popped off. None of them have popped off. Like, none of them have... Yeah, they might have got some clout for the moment, but ain't none of them really, like, skyrocketed. If anything, it's going downhill. So it's like, damn, you try to take me out the game just to end up being a fucking lame? Crazy. Now motherfuckers ain't got good music to listen to. But I feel like his return or his reincarnation will be through the music first. It'll be through a wave of artistry, the music. But he's saying, yeah, you can summon him. Just know the industry or the handlers, the people who have put this binding on his spirit will know. Okay, they'll know. Unless you can crack the code is what he's saying. Unless you know how to crack the code. Unless you know how to cloak toxic or negative energy in the reverse. All right, full moon, you would have to be expelling energy or have some sort of, I'm hearing dark matter, zero gravity energy. This is going to be a lot of artists that are getting contracts through social media. They're getting contracts, they're, you know, their big one, doing their big one, but it's coming through social media. And I'm seeing Hermes. Okay, union with Mercury is Hermes, or it is your ancestors. Okay, so he's telling you guys how to get in the game. Literally, this reading is literally a play-by-play. Not just how to get in the industry, because he's not really even trying to lead y'all that path, but how to get in the game, how to tap in, how to be an online player and not a fucking NPC. Is what I'm getting here. So this reading is also an activation. If you do your research, if you know, if you really like that, you can summon his energy. You can talk to him. He'll talk to you. I'm also getting, if he just decides to come to you for whatever reason, but you'd have to trust yourself. But also, if you're attempting to reach out to him, there's a soul or energetic binding on him that alerts people when he is active or when they're trying to activate him or whatever. But again, you could crack the code with that. If enough people, like, sent him good energy, because I'm getting it's kind of like he's in jail, so I'm getting, like, you know, it's up to y'all how y'all want to do it, but he's kind of saying, like, he's not going to be a servant to anybody per se, but he's saying, like a servitor kind of energy. Like, you can petition him to do favors for you, basically. But if enough people crack the code and send him good energy, he can break this soul binding and it will help him ascend. The reason why he hasn't went towards wherever he's supposed to go beyond, you know, being on earth still is because he has to fulfill a mission that he was not able to. So now his mission is being broken up into different it's being channeled into different energies. It's boosting different people who are in alignment or have a similar mission as his. He's basically saying the sacrifice didn't go to the people that wanted it. It's going to the people that are going to help free him. And he sees that now. He sees that now. At first, he was upset about this. He felt like this was a trap to get him to reincarnate. But he won't even have to reincarnate, or he won't reincarnate until this new wave of artists come through. That is his first rebirth, is what he's saying. He's going to go through at least 2 or 3 rebirths. Okay, I'm hearing Christ consciousness, so ego death. So I'm also getting, if you burn ancestor money for him, help him, like put some money on his books type shit, you know, he'll help you. Like, that's what I'm getting. That's what he's saying. Like, that's the new wave, or that's the spiritual information that you need to know, is that if you want to fuck with X, or if you trying to step up or level your shit up, fuck with X, he'll help you. And there's something about this energy of Hermes or Thoth where he's like, if you study that, or like he can communicate in the other realms about this, but his energy is bound, is what I'm getting. And he needs the people to help free him through his memory, through executing their artistry and authenticity, basically living out the purpose that he did not get to live out. All right, let's see what's going on. I'm gonna use my dragon deck. What's this yes with moon? Tell me about yes with moon in regards to the message that X has for what's coming towards these new artists, in regards to his energy as well. Yeah, we have the Knight of Swords. This could be his lyrics. This could be somebody having an aha moment and realizing how to do something, or someone even experimenting with something here. But this is like an activation. So I feel like somebody's activated in this reading. Somebody's been activated emotionally, or emotionally stimulated, mentally and emotionally stimulated here. This is a message here. If you feel emotionally stimulated by this message, it means this is for you. This could be for people who've gone through betrayal as well. Okay, but this is a message to start putting in the spiritual work, whatever the spiritual work is. So he's calling out to the alchemists and the magicians here. Some of you guys have been hiding your practices, or closeted, or you've been separated from a community of people. Tell me about messages with trust. Passed on loved ones, ancestors with trust. He's saying if you're not supposed to work with him, your ancestors will block that shit. So, yeah. But I'm getting this energy where, like, yeah, he can talk to you with this Aquarius energy, the star card. His energy is that he wants to help heal. He wants to bring healing still. He's very, like, not feeling good about what has happened to him and other artists. He sees this shit. I'm hearing Juice World. I'm hearing a bunch of shit. And he's saying, like, yeah, like, I was a part of that shit. We did plan on sacrificing the motherfucker. You know, I did do my dirt back in the day. But there's like, you can't have good without bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he wants to heal this generation that's coming up. And I'm getting that there's an opportunity that he can afford you, or energy that, you know, you can have. I'm not seeing something where you have to bind yourself to him or do anything like towards him, like, oh, let me be like him or try to emulate him. But more so, like, if you ask for help with something, like, hey, I need help with these lyrics, okay, or something like that. Because you have to think Mercury is the magician. Mercury, all musicians are magicians. Mercury represents the magician, but very few musicians are actually alchemists. A lot of musicians in the industry don't know how to alchemize the energy, and that's why they'll sacrifice somebody who's greater than them and not be able to assimilate the energy, because you don't know how to alchemize, because alchemy requires shadow fucking work, and a lot of these people are hiding and running from their shadows because they owe the piper. They're being puppeted. See, he wasn't able to be puppeted because he did the shadow work before his fame. A lot of these people that he's talking about, Doja Cat for some reason, okay, but he's saying I stand by Doja Cat because she went through some fucking hazings in the industry and shit. And maybe she got some MK mind control shit, fried brain ass shit, bad drug ass shit. Okay, slip some shit up in her shit ass shit. Okay. He deserves to be free. I remember a dream I had of him. Yeah, that's how he communicates, through dreams, his music popping up, or other artists that you see that are commemorating him. That's a message for you guys as well who are feeling a personal connection. But yeah, basically he's saying, like, if you need help with shit, I got you. Because especially if you're somebody who is an artist that's like lit, you know what I mean? He's saying, like, me being kind of stuck on earth or earthbound isn't too bad for the fact that I'm still powerful and I can still help you with the shit that you need. So if you're with it, if you down, if you really like that, like, hit me up is what he's saying. But it would be an exchange of energy. He's helping you, but you're helping free him as well. Tell me about toxic in reverse with full moon. Yeah, there's a lot more truth that's going to come out is what I'm seeing here about his situation. It's not done. There's going to be a resurgence or a resurface of energy here. There may be a feminine energy that's going to speak out, an ex of his. Yeah. Somebody who's walking away from the industry or leaving this life behind. Yeah, there's a feminine energy that's going to talk here. Yep. All right, let's see what's going on with this energy of look deeper. This is talking about the esoteric knowledge that he's leaving clues behind for you guys to find. And I feel like he's excited because it feels like an Easter egg hunt. Easter could be significant for him. I'm hearing the resurrection, Inanna, Ishtar. Maybe he studied that occult information about Inanna or Ishtar. He's talking about the perfect woman for him. He's kind of saying he's the Joker, and there's his perfect one would have been, what's that crazy ass bitch name? Harley? Harley Quinn. That's what he's saying here. He was always looking for his Harley Quinn. The perfect woman he could only find in ancient theology, esoteric knowledge, information, stuff like that. He knows that he has, I want to say he was a demigod, a very powerful demigod with more God than demi, is what I'll say. And I think that's what a lot of people was hating on him. He was a chosen one in the sense where he had more God energy than the mortal energy about him. Okay. So he was more celestialized than he was mortalized. All right, let's see. So he's hoping that somebody's going to crack the code. He's hoping, because he's saying if, when or if you crack the code, it will help him evolve. And it will also help you evolve in your journey. But he's saying whoever this is will be communicating about this. So there's something about information that he put out that people still haven't fully understood. Tell me about look deeper with Gemini. This has to do with interviews or even groups of people that are withholding some of his knowledge or information. Yeah, he's talking about studying with Gemini. Gemini rules over the third house. And Gemini rules over curiosity, study, learning. So he's saying, like, you need to learn. So y'all got to study. If you study, the information will be revealed to you. You'll see it with different eyes. Okay? Like, he will reveal himself to you. Okay? Tell me about Cancer with secrets. There's definitely people keeping a secret about something. What is this energy here? How to heal. So he's saying they're gatekeeping how to heal your energy, how to do alchemy, magic to heal and ascend. That's what they're hiding. But instead, they're using this information to get blessings and live life in easy mode. Okay? Very money hungry or calculated people. But I'm getting that once you realize the information that they've been hiding, you'll be able to kind of heal yourself. You'll unlock a code here. And then you'll be in online player mode. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. So he's helping us to evolve through his passing. his passing was not anything of what they thought it would be. They thought it would be something. Ah, I wonder, was he los niños de los aguas? Los niños de los aguas. I think he was. See. Yeah, so he could have been a children of the water, and I'm also getting X could have been real close with death. I don't see him as a devotee of Santa Muerte, but he could have been a child of La Santísima Muerte. He could have been a devotee or no devotees or been friends with devotees. Yep. Yeah, but like I said, once I start channeling his energy, again, the devil energy is gonna start coming because they're trying to bind him. Okay. He's deep as fuck. I love channeling his energy. Like, you good over here, shorty. We fuck with you over here. Tell me what's going on with this energy, though, before we get into all this other stuff. Tell me about Mars with Capricorn signs. So he's saying if the industry starts attacking you or coming towards you, it's a sign that you're one of the chosen ones, or it's a sign that you are of the light, because they don't attack people. Like, they don't intentionally. They attack their own when it's to put somebody in line. But when they're trying to gatekeep and keep you out and push you down and delay your views and stop your engagement, yeah, it's definitely because you are a shining star. Mars with Capricorn energy with the Hierophant here. I feel like this is something about industry plants. Yeah, I'm getting this is the industry with the tower. The industry is yeah. They don't want us to connect with X on the other side. If you're a reader and you tried to read his energy and it got confusing and stuff, it's because this devil energy that's trying to bind to him. They don't want him to move on. They're trying to, right now, they're trying to find a way to clone his energy. But he's meant to be speaking the message, and the things are meant to be getting out. But just know that this is clarity. If you've been attacked by the industry, or if they've tried to blackball you, it's because your light is shining bright and they want to stop you. They want to cause delays. They want to interfere with your energy. Yep. He's also saying just know that you'll have whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve. He's saying, like, hit me up and let me know. If you're somebody that's in the industry that has been blackballed, they're not trying to let you in the gate, they're gatekeeping, and you know why. It's because you won't do something specific, or you won't put money as the priority, or sell yourself or your morals or whatever. He's saying, like, hit me up. I got you. Okay? Tell me about social media with contract and breakthrough. So the next generation of people that are going to be expressing his ideals, but living their own purpose, you know, in alignment with their own purpose, it's going to be through social media. He's making some sort of energy. Like, I'm getting this energy where he's going to make you be seen by the right people if you're working with him or whatever. And this is going to help him to move on. So it's a win-win. Because I feel like some people are, like, a little bit weird about the necromancy, dealing with the dead and stuff like that. But he's like, if you're a devotee of La Santísima, if you're comfortable with death, you should have no problem. I'm learning a lot. As you should, Lovey. How do you say your name? Axel? 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 Okay, if you can help me pronounce it. Is that the medicine woman in Aztec? I can't remember. The healer woman in Aztec? I don't know. But let me know. Let me know, shorty. Let me know. Yeah, we got breakthrough. So his energy is going to be bringing the people that should be coming around you, but you're going to have haters that are hating on your success and victory. And it's because of his energy. Like, if you are asking him to help you, just know his energy may be surrounding some of your wins. So the same kind of struggles maybe that he went through. But that's just the journey of a chosen one in general. Whether you was working with him or not. Whether you was working with him or not. So, Sochi means flower. Okay. Pronounced like Suchil. Okay, Sucho. I want to pronounce the name of Santa Muerte, her Aztec name, but I hate that I can't pronounce it right because you have to say things correctly to summon the right energy. But it's like Mekota, Mikota. I can't pronounce it. I still gotta learn. I'm learning. I'm seeing something about opportunities being brought through people online, social media. The people who are, and this could be esoteric, these are people that are behind the scenes, and these opportunities and contracts and blessings are not attached to the industry. You don't have to be bound to the industry. So this is not something where you would have to be bound to the industry. This is something where it's a divine kind of, that's kind of what he's saying his assignment is, and he's trying to get the word out about it because obviously that would be helping him to be released. But this will be definitely helping. So this will be helping to bring people into to the spotlight, but not in the industry, into a new reformed version. It's the Nahuatl language. Ah, okay. That's what I'm seeing for the artist that he's gonna be helping. So this is the message I got from you guys for you guys. Yeah, he said some shit up in this fucking reading. And I definitely will be excited to channel another message from him. I'm actually very glad I did this message already. But this is for the A1 day ones. This is also for the truth seekers, the alchemists, the true magicians, musicians, artists, all that. Yeah, he's about to help rise up a new collective of artists that are genuine and are getting the recognition that they deserve without having to be stuck in that low-key Saturnian energy of sacrifice and delays and karmic energy. Like, being yourself shouldn't be so fucking painful. You shouldn't be getting teased or harmed for being your fucking self. Like, so he's like, it's time to change this shit up. But he's saying this is his first rebirth. It's gonna come through a wave of artists, and you'll know who these artists are. You'll know that they're connected to him. It won't have to be even anything that needs to be questioned. You'll know. You'll know. It'll have his energy signature all over it. Okay? That's how he's gonna be returning. No problem. It's the native language of Mexico. Yes. See. All right. That's what I got, y'all. So, I hope that you guys enjoyed this message. I hope that you guys got good information. If you're a fan of X, that's the call to action he has for y'all. Start studying his old videos. Start studying old interviews, listening to music around the time, like I said, that he was going through that, wanting to unalive himself or whatever, and you will find the code that I'm talking about. And if you decide to get further in it with your like spiritual stuff, if you decide to go even deeper with it, he will help you. He will help you because it's helping him ascend. All right, so that's the message I got. I appreciate you. Thank you, X, for showing up in this reading. Much love to all the fans out there. Much love to you guys for watching. Thank you for sharing this message, sharing this live with those who need to see it. And I'm out, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.